Everybody say it like you got a dream. Say, live your dream.
Live your dreams.
Go. What does it mean to live your dream? Somebody tell me.
To be happy.
To be happy. Keep on yelling out stuff while I get this ready.
Feel confirmed.
To feel confirmed. To what? To be fulfilled.
When you already have your dreams, to be able to share your dreams.
When you already have your dreams, be able to share your dreams.
Have choices.
To have choices. Okay. To inspire others. I will turn it down, I'm sorry. You know what? My dream was to be the first motivational speaker with the #1 music video.
All right.
Like, I thought like, man, my dad's got corporate America. What if I could get the streets? You know, I know it sounds crazy, but I was like, I'm about to stop and I'm about to do this. So what you're about to see, and here's the first song on the CD, but the first song I ever made is called Live Your Dreams. And it's so funny, the first one I ever actually recorded. And it's so funny because the name of my dad's first book is called Live Your Dreams. And here I am. My goal is to put motivational principles in hip-hop form, and it just so happens that God lovely put the first song I ever made is actually the name of my dad's first book. And it was me doing that exact thing, living my dream. And so what you're about to see is video footage of me and everybody say, we can do more.
We can do more.
I made my music video. And I'm in the studio with Monique. Anybody knows the comedian Monique? And she played my song on the radio.
Wow.
Live Your Dreams. The first song. Now, how many of you all know the first song that you ever make is not necessarily going to go on the radio? My first song went on the radio. The same version. And so that's what we're about to watch now. And yeah, it's called Live Your Dreams. That it can value up people's character for the...
Action. Look how big I'm your love man. Y'all know in a lot of times I'm speechless. Y'all know in a lot of times that I am speechless, baby. I'm a push back. You know what, though, Miss Monique, it's so great to be on your show. I've been such a fan for years, and I feel so honored. When people talk about Les Brown, how great of a speaker he is, and he's definitely one of the top 5 speakers in the world, but he's a great father. And so my whole purpose in life is to put motivational principles in hip-hop form and pass it to this next generation. High Hopes is actually an acronym, and it stands for Hip-Hop Intellectual Going Higher, Helping Other People Everywhere Soar.
It started with...
I'm at the Monique show.
I snuck the camera in there. No, I didn't say it right, but don't let the party stop just because I play the things. I would never rock any diamond that was pink, but when you value my mind more than you value my me, if not, then our value is guaranteed to shrink, and generations to come are guaranteed to sink. So what's the point of civil rights for the race if you get no rights and your pockets don't have a big face? We don't want our kids in a paper chase. All leaders must stop, but someone must take their place. I got a dream, something like Dr. King. Let's teach our children that money isn't everything. I got a dream, something like money isn't everything. I got a dream, something like Dr. King. Nah, we're not clapping today. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. I got a dream. No, I didn't say a drink, but don't let the party stop just because the player thinks. I would never rock any diamond that was pink, but will you value my mind more than you value my mink? If not, then our value is guaranteed to shrink, and generations to come are guaranteed to sink. So what's the point of civil rights for the race if you get no rights when your pockets don't have a big face? We don't want our kids in a paper chase. All leaders must die, but someone must take their place. Jonathan, when I say I got a dream, no, I didn't say a drink, but don't let the party stop just because of player things. What does that mean to you?
You got hope for the future? I have no idea.
Okay. If I say is there anybody in this room that does have an idea? When I say I got a drink, no, I didn't say a drink, but don't let the party stop just because I'm playing things. Anybody know what I mean?
Don't let nobody else ruin your moment and what you trying to do with your life because they want you to still keep doing what they doing.
That's deep. I wish I was saying that. But it's funny how everybody hears and sees things differently, right? That's what I meant to imply. I didn't know if it made, he didn't know what I was talking about. He's like, dude, you thirsty or what? I don't know. We're gonna get you into it.
Put your dreams in.
I think you saying, like, just because you got a dream, just because you got goals, that doesn't mean that you can't necessarily have fun. So you saying, just because you said I gotta, but don't let the party stop just because a brother think, and it's like, okay, I'm intelligent, huh?
I'm listening. Right. Say that, I'm sorry.
I forgot myself.
You say, no, you're saying I'm intelligent,
But it's like just because you're intelligent doesn't mean you can't have fun, but that also doesn't mean that you don't have your priorities on straight. So that's what I got from it.
Okay. Everybody, and I want you, Jonathan, write this down on the cover of yours or whoever, and everybody write this down. What did you say? You said, just because you got, what did you say again?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, just because you've got a dream doesn't mean you can't have fun. Write that down. Jonathan. Oh, you waiting on him? I want you to write that down. You need one? You want an actual CD? You all right? All right, cool.
I
You
need
need
one.
Okay. Just because you have a dream doesn't mean you can't have fun. Why would I ask you to write that down? Why? I just want to watch you write. Sir?
Because it's important.
Because it's important. Do most people feel like you can't do both?
No.
Most people do feel that way though.
Most people do feel that way. Most people do feel like you can't do both. Most people are so focused on their dream that they don't do both. Or most people are so much focused on fun that they don't dream. And what were you saying? You said you had heard something else in there too.
Yeah, I heard that you were saying that, just because you got an income, and a dream, don't think that you don't have any dreams, that you're not going for your dreams. Don't stereotype me because I don't have a drink, and I have a income, or I have a drink and I have a mink, but I want to, I have dreams and I'm going to share, but don't judge me by my mind and not by how I look.
Wow. Write that down where he said, people will judge you by your mind. Not by your looks. Now see what's so interesting about that,
It's usually the other way around.
it definitely, that statement is not true.
They judge you by your looks.
Exactly.
Then
Exactly. That's definitely not true. That's why I want you to write it down. Because I thought that what he said is so funny. What's so interesting about it is your looks is an expression of your mind. How you dress, how you carry yourself is an expression of what's in your head. So if you think people are judging you based on your looks, nah, they're noticing what's up in your mind.
say it again.
See, most people feel like they get judged based off of their looks. But what does the quote say? People will judge you on your mind, not your looks. See, they're not saying, oh, he's dressed bummy, let's not give him the job. They're saying this guy doesn't have the mindset to know that you need to dress appropriately when coming in here, so let's get him the job. They don't care, they know you dress comfortably. But your mind is looking worse than your wardrobe. That makes sense, Jonathan? Okay, Jonathan, I need you to do a couple things for me. One, I need you to stop chewing on whatever you're chewing on. Two, I need you to, what did you say you wanted to get out of this workshop? You forgot. Happiness. Now see what's so interesting. What's your name?
Lois.
Miss Lois remembered that you wanted to be happy and you didn't. You need to concentrate and focus, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let this finish out just so you can see how much fun I was having and so you can hear the rest of the song. And then and right now I'm like, Jeff, I'm over there, I'm hugging Monique and I'm crying like, oh my gosh, thank you very much. It's because I never imagined that my song would be played on the radio, even though I wanted it so bad. And for her to do that was me living my dream. I mean, can you believe it? When was the last time that you heard a song on the radio that said, I got a dream? No, I didn't say a drink. When's the last time you ever heard a song that said that on the radio? Well, that radio station was playing in all the major cities, in 50 cities.
Wow.
Everyone heard Live Your Dreams. That was, it's called Power 106 and KPFK in LA and all the major ones. All the major ones, you know.
Something like Dr. King. Let's see your children have money isn't everything. I got a dream that we stop being pathetic and value our people's character more than we do their credit. Cause getting a Discover card ain't that hard, but discovering your true self can't be charged. Thank God, there's much more to life than the money. What's the point of being out of debt if you are a dummy? So let's teach our youth to value their life. Cause the truth is, I think they got more value for ice. I got a dream, something like Dr. King. Let's teach our children that money isn't everything. I got a dream, something like Dr. King. Let's teach our children that money isn't everything. I got a dream. If you're looking for solution, then one is right here. We'll have less prostitution and a whole lot of prayer. So this one goes out to each and every millionaire. Would you give up your fortune for a breath of fresh air? If not, then your seeds will never learn to share. But I'll give them what they need because they take their dairy air. What would Malcolm say if he was here today? What would Marcus say if he were here today? What would Pop say if he were up here today? What are we gonna say to all these kids today?
They need a dream.
Good morning.
Dream. Something like Dr. King. Let's teach the children that money isn't everything. I got a dream that we stop being pathetic and value our future's character more than we do their credit.
Yes.
Cause getting a Discover card ain't that hard, but discovering your true self can't be charged. Write that down on your paper. Getting a Discover card ain't that hard, but discovering your true self can't be charged. Think large. There's much more to life than the money. What's the point of being out of debt if you are a dummy? So let's teach our youth to value their life. What's up? You need to begin. Ain't that hard. What do you have to do to get a Discover card? Apply, fill out a form. Oh, yes. What do you have to do to discover your true self? A lot more. Huh? Getting a Discover card ain't that hard, but discovering your true self can't be charged. You can't go to any store and say, oh yeah, let me get a true self with cheese, please. You like that? They didn't. Thank you. Okay? Let me tell you.
You stated another one about being about being having a...
Yes,
Can you say
yes.
that one?
Think large. Everybody say think large.
Think large.
All right, anybody in here can rap? We got any rappers in here? Y'all about to rap? Okay, for sure. Think large.
Think large.
Say it with me. Think large.
Think large.
There's much more to life than the money.
There's much more to life than the money.
Now, I'm sorry, bro. You can't say there's much more to life than the money. It doesn't work like that. You have to say there's much more to life than the money.
There's much more to life than the money.
What's the point of being out of debt?
What's the point of being out of debt?
If you are a dummy.
If you are a dummy.
Somebody answer that question. There's no point. There's no point. And so under your next list, I know that one of your things, it's possible to make $1 million. That's great. But if you are a dummy, you won't keep that $1 million that you make. And so along with your goals, Jonathan, in order to sustain that, make sure that you have something, you have 4 slots for your hopes for your future. Make sure that you have something that reinforces the financial literacy that is important in order to sustain wealth. And you're already ahead of the game because no 12-year-olds that I know have ever been to a workshop on finances. And you have, huh? You feel good about that. Pop your collar. I'll pop it for you. Don't make me pop it for you. Okay. Now listen, remember it said High Hopes is dreaming about Hidden Beach? That's me about to go into Hidden Beach Record Company with my dad and Layla Steinberg. I said we should pray before we go in. So I have us praying right there. I just said the camera. Now Hidden Beach. Anybody heard of Hidden Beach? A couple of you. Hidden Beach. Anybody heard of Jill Scott?
Yeah.
Okay. Jill Scott was the first introduced a new genre. It was soulful, but it was quality music to many people. Her project was put out by Hidden Beach. Anybody heard of Dr. Cornel West? Okay, Jonathan, you heard of that guy? Research him, write his name down. Dr. Cornel West, one of our great intellectuals of our time. They put out a speaking album with Dr. Cornel West, Hidden Beach, with speeches and music. They put his music with Prince and Lupe and The Roots and different people. Anybody heard of a guy, Barack Obama? Okay, yes. Hidden Beach put out the first inauguration CD with President Barack Obama. So they have Jill Scott, Dr. Cornel West, and President Barack Obama on their record label. Wow. This is the company I just went into. I was there with my dad and a lady by the name of Layla Steinberg. Huh? We got lost. Now it's a small building and we got lost. That's so funny. When you have a vision, sometimes you're going to get lost. I have been to that place 3 times before, but I'm so excited and we're walking around there, I can't even find the place and it's very small. All I had to do was go straight. And there we go. Now, Layla Steinberg is an artist educator who started doing workshops 20 years ago in the Bay Area. And the same workshops that she developed, what she's mostly known for, I think that she's had greater accomplishments than this. But one of her greatest accomplishments is one of the major artists that came out of her artist workshops was Tupac Shakur.
I knew it.
I love it. Tupac. Raise your hand if Tupac means something to you. See, a lot of times when we argue with our parents and when we were young, I didn't care what my dad had to say, but if Tupac said it, oh my gosh, it meant something, you know? And now what you're watching is, I gave this video to Hidden Beach with my music video and with the thing with Monique. I put this together with the footage, and what you did not hear, after the meeting, I came out of the meeting and my car got towed. And that's what I'm saying on camera. I'm sitting here and they just called my car. And it's so funny, when you have a vision, when you have a dream, different things are going to happen that you don't expect. They're called obstacles. Now let me tell you something that happened to me, okay? I'm 19. I say, yo, Dad, listen. I want to put motivational principles in hip-hop form. I want to be the first motivational speaker to have a #1 music video. I think that's how we could really reach the youth. My dad said, okay, that's great. You want to rap. Why don't you speak first? Just keep speaking. Anybody can rap. I said, no, Dad. I'm telling you, like, I can do this. This is my goal. I'm passionate about it. Ladies and gentlemen, that decision cost me 5 years of a relationship with my dad. My dad felt like it was stupid of me to be the #1 youth speaker in the country, making $2,500 an hour, 4 speaking engagements on the book that was going to potentially earn me over $15,000. And I said, no, I'm not going to do those. I want to put motivational principles in hip-hop form. And for those that were there yesterday, listening my dad tell you about having a dream and stuff, you don't know how much it hurts when a person that teaches people how to live dreams tell you that you can't see yours. Everybody say that sucks.
That
sucks.
You feel me, Jonathan?
Yeah.
I mean, I really thought this is something I could challenge myself with. And I mean, I was embarrassed for even mentioning it to him. I've seen my dad more this year than I have in the past 5 years. And I went from making thousands of dollars an hour, having my own condo and my own everything, traveling 3 to 4 days a week, to having no friends, no funds, and no father. I felt like if I told him, hey, I'm gonna put motivational principles in hip hop form, I thought I would have a meeting with him and all the top leaders in our community, and they would give me specific instructions. Oh, you need to make a song about birth control. Oh, you need to do a song about, about STD. Oh, you need to do a song about overcoming procrastination. That's what I thought I was gonna sit down with him and Sidney Poitier and Oprah and just give me topics and I'm gonna get them. Instead, I ended up homeless, sleeping on the street, writing positive songs. And I went from not having any songs, not having any music, not knowing anybody in the music industry, not having anybody that believed in me. And now I have over 200 motivational songs. I have Layla Steinberg, the person who managed and discovered Tupac Shakur, representing me. I have just had a meeting with Hidden Beach. I performed in Europe and Amsterdam and Tilburg just 3 weeks ago. And all from a dream. Raise your hand if you have a dream. Now, Jonathan, I don't want you to lie to me. And I don't want you to think I'm picking on you. But I'm hoping that 20 years from now, you really will be a millionaire. Because I would like to borrow some money from you. I'm not laughing. Make me get emotional. Okay? And I want you to get more out of this than anybody else in this room, Jonathan. Because when I was your age, I was in events like this and I hated being there. I mean, I'm the type of kid, you had to spank me to get me to go to church. And by the time I'm in church, even if the message was good, I'm so mad about the spanking I didn't receive anything. Anybody ever been there?
Yes.
Okay. And if you had the type of mama that didn't care if you was in your dress clothes and you had to go to church in your pajamas and say amen. But imagine, when I was your age, I was already speaking at churches. So, how much do you think people, what would you say, if you had a job right now, how much would you want to make an hour? Jonathan, I'm sorry. $10, $15, what? $8.75, what?
Like $100.
$100 an hour, right? If you had a job right now. Now let me tell you something, Jonathan. There's nobody in the world that's gonna pay you $100 an hour for anything right now. Anything.
Obama.
Huh?
Obama.
Obama?
Oh, yeah?
What about it? He'll pay him?
Hey, I need it.
You were just saying Obama. Whenever you don't know what to say or what's happening, all you gotta say is Obama. And it's cool. It's like, you got a point, brother. I'm sorry. But that's what everybody felt. Now see, now let me apologize to you. Let me apologize to you. If I was 12 and somebody asked me, hey, how much do you want to make an hour? I'd say something. I wouldn't even say $100, okay? My vision wasn't even that big then, okay? I wasn't thinking about money. So I'm glad that you started with a price. Now, raise your hand if you're an adult and you make $100 an hour. Okay. Now listen. Now, mind you, Jonathan, guess what? I make over $100 an hour, okay? I'm the only one in the room raising my hand, okay? You make a, okay. Put them in your pocket, put them in your pocket. Okay, now peep this, Jonathan. The reason why you have that project, why it's so important to be in a time like this, because it's people that have decent lives in here that don't make $100 an hour, and their vision isn't even that big. You feel what I'm saying? So, for you to be 12 and a half, and to be thinking, hey, if I got paid right now, I want to just start with $100. That's major. Because my dad started off making, my dad made $2 million a year since I was born. okay? So I always felt like I was gonna make millions. My first check was $2,500 and I was 2 years older than you were now. When I was young, I used to get paid $500 for an intro, you know? But forget about that. I was making that type of money more. Now listen to this. My father's a millionaire. My mother still lives in the ghetto, okay? So I would be with my dad making money and then I would be with my mom and it would have to go to her just so that we could keep the lights on in the house. And so this is the reality that I came from. And the only thing that separates me from my friends today that work jobs getting, if they get $10 an hour, dude, they're happy. They're happy. I taught for a year, they paid me $30 an hour. I was insulted, okay? But it was fun for me. It's like, ooh, 30, this is what people live off of, you know? And what's so interesting, don't do that. So what's so interesting is the fact that you're starting off now thinking about what you're worth. It makes all the difference later on. It is people that if they could make $100 an hour, they would mess it up. Because that's not their vision of themselves. And so what we're wanting to do is this product and these events like this make you raise your hopes. Everybody say raise your hopes.
Raise your hopes.
Okay. Now, before we go on, how are we on time? I know we good.
We're actually over, but we can go about another 20 minutes.
I'm sorry.
Have to push to get out.
Okay, can I ask you this question? Now, I can close now, and, or we could do like another 5 or 10 minutes. Which do you guys, are y'all having fun? Is this cool? You want to keep going or you want to stop? Let me ask Jonathan. You want to stop? You ready to go, Jonathan? Okay, you're not ready to go? All right, for sure. Consider this like a little intermission, and you say we got 30 minutes, and I'm gonna try to make it 10. I'm sorry, I'm having so much fun with you guys. 15, I'm gonna try to make it 10. This is a little halftime, and I would like to do a song for you. Can I perform a song for you guys? Is that cool? Okay. And this song is called Go Donkey. Kill. Okay. Can everybody say Go Donkey?
Go Donkey.
Okay. What do you think I mean by that?
So damn.
Go down.
Huh?
Don't really go.
Okay. Y'all don't know? Okay, so peep this, y'all. There's a story about a farmer. And this farmer had a donkey. And one day, this donkey fell into a well. Anybody know what a well is?
Why would a donkey be near a well?
Yes, that you flip coins in, that has the water at the bottom, like a wishing well. Huh?
Got the little pill.
Little pail at the top, and it's deep. So if you fell into a well, holla. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would try to reach, but you know, I'm just playing. I got you, Bob. You know, yeah, please sit up. So this donkey fell into the well, and it was down there making whatever noises that donkeys make. I didn't know. I've never been on the farm. Obviously, somebody's been playing bingo. So the farmer's like, okay, I gotta put this donkey out of his misery, right? Because there's no way to get him out and to save his life. So forget it. I'm just gonna bury the donkey down there. We don't need the well. So he called his farmer buddies, Biffy, Timmy, you know, Jeff. Good. You were there. And they all came over with their shovels and they began to dig dirt and throw it in the well, right? Why? To bury the donkey, to stop hearing that noise and we put them out of the misery. So Jeff and Biffy, they're digging, right? And they're like, oh, okay, cool. We're about to put this donkey out of his misery. We're about to take him out, right? And so the donkey was down there at the bottom of the well, stuck, nowhere to go, but he felt this dirt coming down. So every time the dirt would come down, the donkey would just shake it off and step up, right? So they're digging. They're like, cool, Biffy, yeah, man, I'm learning it down there. They're digging, right? And so while that dirt's coming down, the donkey just shake it off and step up, and he would just shake it off and step up until eventually the dirt got so high that the donkey was able to just step over the well. And so when I say go donkey, I mean, see, there's dirt coming down on our community, and we gotta shake it off and step up. A lot of problems that we're facing, issues that we're dealing with. And if we don't shake it off and step up, we'll be stuck down in that well. We'll be stuck in that impoverished lifestyle. We'll be stuck with the circumstances that we don't care for. All because we didn't shake it off and step up.
That's why we like to wear things that shine. When was the last time that you exposed your life? The last time you exposed your gift? The last time you didn't put a shade over your possibilities? Yeah. Don't let that be the last time. Change is here. Let's be a part of it, y'all. Can't call, can't get nothing on me.
Everybody say, King Kong.
King Kong.
Come on, y'all. Say, King Kong.
King Kong.
Ain't got nothing. I'm sorry, nothing on me.
On me.
One more time, together. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. One more time. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. What does that mean? Nobody in this world can put a dimper or try to limit your greatness. Nobody in here can tell you they're not going to pay you $100 an hour. You would have never guessed at how much they pay me.
Did you make that song?
Yeah. You want to hear it? You don't want to hear it? You don't? You don't? Now, in this song, I have to say, in my music, I don't use any profanity.
Amen.
And it's not because I don't do it in private. It's because I think that we need to have different images and a different example. And actually, I've never felt the need to. But they have people, what's your name, brother? Dale. Dale. We have people like Dale who don't care how positive you are. They don't want to hear it, even if it sounds like the beat might be good. So I'm going to tell you, and I want to apologize to all of the adults in this room, because a lot of the music that we hear is toxic. And I'm competing with people that, Tip Drill was a hit. Talking about women that need to tip based off of their dancing in the strip club. The #1 song last year, the #1 artist's name is Lil Wayne. And his hit was a song called Lollipop, which is a song about the power of oral sex. And so if I gotta compete with these guys, sometimes you gotta walk the line, okay? And so I just wanna apologize, but in this song I say, King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Oh, use an ass, I'm about to go donkey.
I get it.
Thank you.
Only because you just let us know what donkey was.
Thank you. And I'm saying that for people like Dale. Dale, that's it? For cats like little kids, it's like just, oh, is that your song? Yeah, you wanna hear it? No. You know what I mean? Now mind you, who's your favorite rapper? Huh? Who?
3,000?
Mac Dre.
Mac Dre, okay. Now, Mac Dre, that's so funny. If you knew, that's so funny. Okay, Mac Dre is his favorite rapper now. Rest in peace.
It's only because it was from the same age.
Right, from the same. No. But it's so funny because I roll with, do you know Jay Diggs? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You know Jay Diggs? Okay, well, Jay Diggs is a friend of mine, and it's so funny, now we pay attention. Now, what's so funny, Jay Diggs ain't gonna spend this type of this time with you in the workshop talking about nothing, okay? Now, we could call him right now, and we could say, yo, come through. And he does a great show and everything, but when, you could actually contact me after this. But it's so interesting that if you don't see something in what I'm offering right now, then you miss it. And when we go to the Grammys and me and Jonathan and Devontae, they're like, yeah, boy! I'm gonna be like, yo, I wanna not give a shout out to Adele. You know what I'm saying? And that's just on you. But, so I just wanted to do this song just a little halftime. And y'all can tell me. So y'all know the words. What's the word? 1, 2, 3. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Okay, don't say the rest.
No, ain't
say the pearls, but y'all can't taint a G with a stainless steel heart. It's already bloody, and it don't beat unless I'm on the beat. That's why the ladies love me. My boo told me she's sick of me singing songs, took a break, but now that she back, she wanna sing along. Freedom Run, cause the Seaman's got more than a ding-along. Is he He-Man? Cause his dream's humongous.
Alright, what's the song missing you?
Huh?
The song missing you?
This one.
See, that's all.
You said it backwards.
This one.
Life was never fairy tale. It's like a merry-go, round and round. They change the world. They try to drown the fishes and save the pearls, but y'all can't taint a G with a stainless steel. It's already bloody, and it don't beat unless I'm on the beat. That's why the ladies love me. My boo told me she's sick of me singing songs. Took a break, but now that
The number one thing that I want you to walk away with is this. The first thing that I had to do in order to become an artist, I had to say, okay, we teach people how to be successful, so let me implement the principles that we teach people. Everybody say, write it down.
Write it down.
If you don't have your goals written down, you're not going to achieve them.
That's right.
Raise your hand if you for sure have your goals written down in this room. Don't be shy if you for sure have your goals written down. Okay, 3, 4, 5 hands is over 20 people in the room. Okay, now, watch this. I'm overseas with Layla Steinberg. Who is Layla? Y'all know who Layla Steinberg is now?
Yeah.
You know who Layla is? Nah? You know who Tupac is? We wouldn't have heard Pac if it wasn't for Layla. Tupac was sleeping on her couch when Afeni Shakur was on crack. And Layla sent the DVD, the tape, based off of Assembly that they did together. See, she created a tour for artists to go into the prisons and to do work. And Tupac was one of those artists. And the video footage from them doing work in the prisons is the tape that she sent the record label that got him his first record deal. That's pretty important. That's
And he's the
major.
greatest rapper.
And he's the greatest rapper of all time. And he had much more of that from himself. Many, okay? He's being studied in universities all around the world, okay? And she told this story. When Pac was in high school, he had a teacher, and the teacher had all 20 students write down where they would be in 10 years, okay? Now, if I ask Jonathan, hey, where are you gonna be in 10 years? He might have to think about it. But if there's another kid sitting right next to Jonathan that could pull it out and show you, who has a better chance of being where they actually sit? We know that, right? So out of the 20 kids, Tupac wrote, I will be one of the most studied artists that ever lived. I will go to jail. I will die at the age of 25. He laid all of these things that actually came true. Layla Steinberg was speaking in London several years after his death, talking about Tupac. They brought her to speak. She accidentally, well not accident, my dad says coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. Right. She bumped into that same teacher while in London. The same teacher from the Bay, bumped into him on the streets of London. The teacher said, yes, you know what's so funny? I just did a study with the 20 kids that was in that class, and all of them, when we had them write down where they would be in 10 years, all of them are exactly where they said they were. The only person that I could not interview and talk to and follow up with was Tupac. But he's exactly where he said he was going to be too.
Wow.
I just like to add on to that. Growing up myself, and it goes along with me saying, listen to your body. Divine intervention comes in many different forms, and it's God's way of pushing you towards something that you like. So that's why I say if you got a passion for something, you need to go forward, because you will get visions that you'll go, something's going to happen, I can feel it. You can't tell what it is because God doesn't show you what's going to happen in front of you, but then it happens, you go, oh, that's what that's supposed to be. So that's what Tupac was dealing with at the time he got that vision.
Now, I would like for everybody to stand up, please, and to form a circle around the room. You don't have to hold hands or nothing, but just form a circle.
Do we need
Yeah, this is good. Okay. Tupac Shakur said, unless we what? Okay, I'm gonna start off. Tupac Shakur said, unless we shooting, no one notices the youth. The youth. Remember that. That's a profound quote. You quote Socrates and Benjamin Franklin, you know, Norman Vincent Peale. We got a lot of major quotes by our artists that come from our communities that we never access. And leaders. And so Tupac said, unless we shooting, no one notices the youth. But today that was proved wrong, thanks to the vision of Miss Evelyn. And so right now I want you to think about when you took your place in the back of the room and you asked yourself, hopefully you weren't so rebellious, or I'm not going to ask myself what I want to get out of this. I'm just going to put my plate and not think about it. Based off when you ask yourself, you know, what are you going to get out of this workshop? And you think about the course of this whole weekend, I want you to say something that you got out of today's session and why this whole event was important to you. And I don't want you to think you're telling me. I want you to tell Miss Evelyn why. As a speaker, as a person that actually, excuse my language, as a person that gives a damn, the hardest thing that I have to deal with right now is not the fact that, you know, I had a radio interview this morning before we did this, or I got to go right out of town after I get back to LA, or I got a book coming out next week, or I got so many. No. The thing I'm thinking about is, dang, did I actually leave something with these people that has some value? I have so much more that I want to give. I have so much more to contribute that this is only the tip of the iceberg. I haven't even begun to get into my content, but it takes a lot to establish a common ground. Your core, the temperature of the consciousness in the room. And I want us, each and every one of us, to go around and say something that they got out of this, starting with me. Miss Evelyn taught me that I should have threw my birthday party seminar. I didn't want to do it because I felt like maybe no one would show up. Maybe I couldn't make that much money doing it and charging at the door, and because nobody threw a party for me. But if Miss Evelyn would not have done this event because she was worried about people showing up, or because she was worried about how much money we would have made, then this life-changing experience would not have happened. Right. And so I thank you for teaching me that. And also I learned something today from Jonathan. Like, people say there's not hope in the future, but I think Jonathan's brilliant. And I think for him being bold enough to be himself in this room and not to be too cool to express himself, to get up in front of us and read, you know, I mean, Jonathan, if you're not a millionaire, there's a for sure thing, you know. It's called a trust fund, baby, you know. So let me tell you something. People that have money, they create trust funds from their kids. So no matter what, even if I, you know, sleep on the streets or whatever, you know, I've got $2 million to my name, regardless of whenever I want to use it. If you're not successful, I'll loan you one of mine. Okay? Because I think that you took a risk today that will pay off in the future. Does anybody in this room agree? And so that's what I learned today. That there are kids like Jonathan that I can actually relate to, and that hopefully that we can make a difference with. We want to go this way.
Okay, well, I actually did learn what I said I wanted to learn in the beginning, and what I can take from my experience with Evelyn, I can take home and tell my friends when I get back.
I learned the things, and that's all.
You learned things. Well, I actually said I wanted to get enjoyment, happiness, fun, have fun. I did all those. And to actually see my kids participate made a big difference, because normally he doesn't speak at all. And that gives me hope.
I learned a lot of stuff.
That's it.
I'm sorry. You learned a lot of stuff? Name 3 things that you learned so much.
That song, and
What's that?
that song,
What is that song?
Go Donkey.
That's what you learned? So what about the song?
It's tight.
It's tight. The one you didn't want to hear. Much love. Much love. 2 other things. He learned a bunch, I'm sorry. You learned Go Donkey. What does Go Donkey mean? Come on, Go Donkey on us right now. If you could teach everybody in this room one thing, what would it be?
To be respectful.
Wow. There's nobody in this room looking at you who think that respect is important because kids don't even mention it. You know what I'm saying? So you think being respectful is important. So even if you ain't learned nothing, you're going to say you learned a bunch of it.
Respect.
Okay. Well, me, I got enjoyment out of this. I learned that it's okay for you to think about stuff one way, even if other people aren't thinking the same thing, and that you're supposed to do what you want to do for people.
Everybody say, we have high hopes for you.
We have high hopes for you.
What I got out of it is I learned, like, over the years when Miss D taught me never to let anybody let you down or whatever you dream for, and just have your high hopes and never let down your goals.
I want to thank Miss Evelyn for this event and other events like this to come, and I want to say thank you to High Hopes. I personally am not a fan of rap, period. I do not like rap, but I have to say I'm encouraged by the music you presented today, and thank you.
Say, we have high hopes for you.
We have high hopes for you.
Well, I wanted to learn, well, I didn't learn, but I wanted to get a different aspect on looking at things, and I think that's what I accomplished here.
I was with Miss Evelyn while this dream was being formulated, and I'm so happy to be here today to watch her live her dream. And personally, I don't think that I have written down my dreams recently, but now I'm inspired and motivated to do that. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Say, we have high hopes for you.
We have high hopes for you.
I have thoroughly enjoyed this evening. I wished I'd been here last night or whenever the other part was. But I have been inspired, and my goddaughter, who works so hard, I just thank her for all that she does. And I can see that it is benefiting especially young people. And I have hopes that she will continue with her dream.
We have high hopes for you.
Come back to me.
Well, one of my goals, it wasn't necessarily what I thought I would get out of this workshop, but I want to implement time management. And this workshop actually showed me why it's important. There's so much information that I gained here. And I wasn't feeling well yesterday, but I missed part of it. It's just working myself too hard and making deadlines at the last minute, and my body just broke out. I got sick, and I wasn't able to make it yesterday. But I can only imagine what I missed yesterday. So this is motivation for me to manage my time better, prioritize, and I do plan on writing my goals down and making them happen. Thank you.
We have high hopes for you.
I didn't really have much of anticipation of what I was going to get out of this, but I want to thank Evelyn for giving me this opportunity to meet each and every one of you. You've all touched my life in one way, even it's just say hello, see your faces, and getting to meet each and every one of you. And without Evelyn inviting us here, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. And I'm just blessed with that. So thank you.
We have high hopes for you.
Hi, I'm sorry I was late. I missed yesterday and I missed most of the day. But I did learn that a dummy with money will park. And I also learned that even though me and Evelyn, we don't talk every single day or we go without talking for months, that there's still love and we'll always be family.
We have high hopes for you.
I enjoyed myself last night and today. I always wondered why Miss Evelyn was always talking about Les Brown this, Les Brown that. I got the opportunity to be exposed, and that was a great experience. And for the record, I enjoyed you more than I enjoyed your father.
We have high hopes for you.
We have high hopes for you.
Thank you.
I am so thrilled to be here today. Evelyn, God put Evelyn in my life, and I'm so grateful. And I'm so, I don't even know what the word, for this young man. God is truly using you. And I just pray everything to go the way you want it to go, always. And this has been fantastic from the time I got here. I've been blessed today.
We have high hopes for you.
For me, it was mainly just reaffirmation of the fact that when you're driving for a goal, sometimes you do lose the sight that you can enjoy yourself along the way.
We have high hopes for you.
Well, first of all, I had to ride on a plane for the first time to come here. I wasn't too excited about that, and I wasn't sure what to expect from last year. However, listening to you, it made me jealous, and in that respect, it inspires me that I can do as much as you can. And so, in a way, I'm leaving here thinking of all the things that I can go out and outreach my community.
All right.
High hopes for you.
Thank you.
Ask her what she
Kim's
likes.
just happy to be here.
Ask her what she like.
Me?
Yeah.
What I can do with my sister.
We have high hopes for you.
Oh, Kim.
Go ahead.
Here.
Oh, you have to excuse me, I'm a little nervous. Let me loosen that. But, oof, goodness, really. You know, I came seeking inspiration, and that's exactly what I got. And I just want to say to you, Miss Evelyn, I've never met you, and I've never met you before, Mr. High Hopes. But just remain encouraged. You know, when it comes to, sometimes you can be around so many people and feel so lonely. And nobody but God knows the magnitude of the things that you go through. Being a leader is not an easy thing to do. And it takes a lot of commitment, it takes a lot of discipline, it takes a lot of heartache and pain, but nobody knows the devastation like God does. So, you know, God was all in this, and I just thank God that I had an opportunity to experience this. And if I've learned anything through my walk in life, it's that, you know, you can't always wait for somebody to give you a pat on the back to say, job well done. Sometimes you just have to get up and give yourself that standing ovation. And you have to remember also that life is not waiting for the storms to pass, but it's about learning how to dance in the rain. So, you know, you have to remain encouraged, and you have to allow your confidence to lie in God. Allow Him to be your strength. Allow Him to be everything that you feel that you're striving to be. He can be all that and all above that. You know, and sometimes we forget that when we seek other things in others and we're disappointed, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Because we look into others what we already possess in ourselves. So I was touched, and I know it's not a single person in this room that wasn't touched like I am. And I just appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'm going to be praying for you both. And I pray that this grows. I pray that you guys, you know, explore and just, you know, touch as many possible lives as you can. But whatever you do, just never stop putting God first. And, you know, just remain encouraged. It gets hard, you know, and nobody will know the depth of you know, the struggles, or, you know, like people only see you guys for your success, your accomplishments. They won't know, like, the, you know, being homeless. They won't know, they'll say, well, you had it good because your father this, that, but they don't know the other side of it. But you know, the strength is really in the struggle. So I want to encourage you all and everybody, you know, you can live your dreams, but like you said, you got to write it out. The only way to accomplish your goals is to know what your goals are. And if you don't have any, you won't accomplish any. So just remain encouraged. God bless you all. And just keep doing what you're doing. You know, God bless you both.
Come on.
Pause it.
It's pause.
Okay, cool. Well, this is just my second time coming to one. I was supposed to come to one last year, but it always falls on my birthday weekend. I'm turning 21 tomorrow, so it always always get very jumped up, and I was supposed to be here last night, and just even more stuff happened. But I'm so appreciative to be here, and I'm so appreciative to you, Miss E. It's been wonderful getting to know you, and this inspires me, the fact that you care so much to do things like this. I'm probably known as the biggest pessimist, so knowing you, it does help me to overcome those things, which is kind of ridiculous that I'm a pessimist when my major is social work. So it don't really go together, but just knowing you is definitely helping me through that. One of the things that I've learned, what I wrote on there that I didn't really want to say at all was that on the It's Possible sheet is that it's possible to learn, to live, and not survive, because that's basically what my whole life has been. Even now in college, you know, I'm supposed to be collegiate above that, but I still live within the same mentality. I'm sorry. I've lived in Arkansas for a year. Sorry. I'm starting to hear it now, but you know, I've learned. That's one of the things I've gotten, and I have to say, it's very inspiring to hear you speak also. I'm a big Pac fan, so I see one, when I know one when I see one, so you caught my ear with that, and just to know that there are people out there who do care. You know, like I said, a lot of the kids in here weren't necessarily raised in environments where we were taught or we're supposed to believe that people care. Knowing that you two exist, it inspires the young people, and it has inspired me today, so thank you.
We have high hopes for you.
I just want to say thank you to Miss E, Heart Lady. God really maps out and orders your steps, because the reason why I even know her is because I had an event going on, and one of the ladies that was supposed to sit on our panel had to cancel, and she asked Miss E to take her place. And so little did I know then that that connection would then enable me to come back and give back. And even with this, I thought, okay, I'll go real quick, me and James, we'll do our thing, fats and demos, and Saturday I have all kind of things planned today, and then I'll just shoot out. But then, you know, speaking to Les, he's like, oh, you just gonna leave? You're not even gonna stay from our party? You know, you just feel something, and I felt that I needed to be here, that I should be here, and that I should stay. And it's just, I won't say crazy because God knows exactly what he's doing. On Tuesday, when Barack was announcing the new Supreme Justice, I just found myself watching that and watching her as a woman of color. And within me just swelled up all the dreams and all the visions that I've been putting on hold, that I know God has been telling me to do, that I've just been, you know, fearful to do. It's like we fear not because we are inadequate, but because of how great we are. So yesterday, I wrote down 3 goals that I have in my life, just yesterday. And I shared them with a friend, and she was like, I don't even know why you're talking to me, because you know that you should have already done this, so I'm just going to wait for you to start actually moving and do it. And then, you know, I look up to Les Brown and then motivational speaking. I was like, all right, God, that's how you feel? Okay, I see where this is going. So just being here today is just, you know, reconfirming that you can't hide and you cannot outrun your purpose and your destiny. And I have a saying that I like to say that destiny is that which occurs in spite of others and everyone else saying that it never would. So for me, I just learned that your destiny is something that you are born with, and really you're the only one that can block it. And today I've been inspired, I've been motivated, I've been encouraged. I mean, I'm a people person anyway, my life is giving back. But today confirms that I'm supposed to do more, I'm supposed to be more, and I'm supposed to give more. And so I just appreciate all of you. You will all be in my thoughts, all be in my prayers, and I know that this is just the beginning of even more greater things for everyone in this room. So, thank you.
Let me start. First, I would say, Ms. E, thank you. Like Kelechi here, I knew nothing of you until she called me up and said, this lady wants you to talk about health and stuff, and I thought of you immediately, which I thank Kelechi for and stuff. I talked to you on the phone, and by talking to you on the phone, it let me know that I was going to go somewhere where I could do my spiel, as I would say. My passion for medicine and for healthcare came from me almost dying as a child, and actually knowing I've actually know what it's like to almost die, and know how it feels just before the lights go out, which is not the lights going out, but the white light coming in. So with that said, and growing up in Chicago the way I did, and having this need to be at emergency rooms and watching so many of our young people die by violent means, and the attitude that goes along with it, I felt empowered and a need to, because of what I've achieved for myself, to try and pass that on to everybody that I see. And I did that when I was doing the 17 years at the health department in San Francisco. But when I left San Francisco, I was wondering what was going to happen to me next. And what happened to me next is that I met Miss Evelyn, and I met Kelechi. I love looking in these kids' eyes. I mean, I had some outside talks with these young men, and to look a young man in his eyes and have him look back at me, and know that they're listening to what I'm trying to pass on to them. I feel inspired and felt that now it's time for me to do something different in a different way. But it's the same thing that I'm doing. I just got a different venue, and I'm going to follow that drill.